everyone, Elishia here. So this story I wanted to share with you all is a work in progress where it's going to be a continuing story. And the title of it is called The Case of the Missing Reebok Sneakers. So I was thinking a lot about my childhood and just different experiences that happened. So this story is totally fictional and it's not the whole story. It's just a portion of what I've written so far. So I'm just going to get right into it and share it with you all. Again, it's called The Case of the Missing Reebok Sneakers. When the street lights came on, we knew it was time to come in the house. The voices of children's parents roared along our entire block, echoing off the concrete like a melody. The bad kids had no curfew, for there was never anyone home long enough to call their names or make them a hot meal for dinner. Jerome, Jeremiah, and Jamal were the baby kids that no one liked playing with long because of their high-strung behaviors and nonchalant attitudes about not bullying kids, including Mr. Pierre, whose doorbell they would ring constantly, then run away. They knew Mr. Pierre couldn't stand them, and that he was often working on his ship in a bottle project, which required lots of concentration. But the three J brothers, Jerome, Jeremiah, and Jamal, just didn't care. Daddy had warned my sister and I to stay away from them, even during grouped games of hide and seek or tag. The year of 1995 was a time of curiosity, adventure, and going to the movies at the 69th Street Theater. Especially during the summertime, us kids on my block in West Philly were always up to something. The three J brothers were the champions of being up to something. Their mom, Jewel, often worked several jobs, and in between, whenever she wasn't home, you could hear her yelling and cussing at the boys. They lived right across from my family, and my bedroom faced their house. Sometimes, right after my mom tucked me in, I would look out the window and up at the stars. To my surprise, I'd often see Jerome, the oldest brother, sitting on the porch of his house, and he was staring up too. I would wonder what he was thinking about, if he was at all. He seemed so calm, almost at peace. But then, in the midst of his quiet time, his mother Jewel would break the silence shouting, "Boy, get your butt in the house." Jerome would snap out of his peaceful moment while sucking his teeth and strolling past his mother into the house as she gave him an extra push inside, slamming the door behind her. Each morning that summer of '95, most of us went to local day camps. The Fleming twins always went away for camp, and little Miss Prissy Tasha, the stuck-up girl of the block, went to Disneyland what seemed like every summer. In my 9-year-old brain, I despised her and thought she didn't deserve such a fun vacation. But that summer, Tasha and the other Hamilton Avenue kids would miss probably the most crazy, mysterious, fun summer of our young lives. It all started when my new Reebok sneakers went missing. The three J brothers' dad came home from prison, and a hot summer that required lots of water ice. The night I saw Jerome throw a pair of his ratty old Converse sneakers onto the wire above, I knew something strange was going on. Thanks for listening to The Case of the Missing Reebok Sneaker, written by me, Elishia Peterson. Stay tuned for part 2. But what do you think so far? Why did Jerome throw the sneakers up on the wire? Are they his? And what happened to our narrator's missing Reebok sneaker? We'll soon find out. Stay tuned.